Hey, what's going on, guys? Purple Grizzly here, and I kind of have a special video for you. I have another subscriber story. I did a subscriber story on my channel a while back, a few days ago, about having issues with faith. But I got this in my inbox the other day, and I figured, it'd be a good thing to touch on. It's a little serious, and I'm sure you guys can relate to something like this. So I'm going to go ahead and read you guys what he sent me. Alright, here we go. Grizzly, I remember when I was a child at 7 years old and my grandmother developed lung cancer. She was in the hospital sick, and I went to visit her one day, and she was asleep. So I thought I would go to the bathroom. So when I got back from the bathroom, my dad told me she was trying to tell me something. I was her favorite grandchild. So when I got back from the bathroom, she was gone. This was the worst feeling I've ever had in my life. It's her birthday in 6 weeks, and my dad and I are planning to visit her grave in celebration of her birthday. I feel bad for myself that I never got to say any last words to her, or she didn't get to say any last words to me. I get very emotional whenever someone mentions anything about her. What should I do? So I'm going to try and shed some advice on this subject. It's kind of a depressing commentary, I'm not going to lie. It may be depressing, but it's realistic, and that's why I chose to do this one. I've actually lost all four of my grandparents. Two of them actually died before I was born, so I never had the pleasure to meet them, but I'm sure they were awesome people. I did meet two of my grandparents. One of them died when I was 8, and one of them died when I was 12. So at that time, I really had a concept of death when I was 12, because there's a whole lot of stuff going on. But like everything, there's a story behind that, and that's not what this commentary is about. So the best advice I can give you, you stated that every time you think about this, you get emotional, and every time you remember this, you just hate yourself for it. And you cannot hold on to that. That's something you gotta let go. And it's just gonna eat you up every single time you think about it. And it's not gonna do anything for you except bring you down and make you feel depressed. You stated that that you were her favorite grandchild. So obviously you have siblings, and if she chose you as her favorite, that means you guys had a bond. And that bond is what you want to hold on to and what you want to remember her. Obviously, she loved you, and you loved her to an extent no one can describe. And that's what you want to hold on to. You always want to remember that. You don't want to think about what you could have done, what you would have done differently. Either way, there's nothing you could have changed, because it already happened. So what you want to do is you want to make the best situation that you can out of what you have. Everyone has someone special in their life, and I'm guessing that was your grandma. I'm not much to talk about really depressing things. I'm a humorous guy, but I really wanted to touch on this. Like I said, I lost both my grandparents. My last one was my grandmother on my mom's side, and I was actually able to talk to her. I was the last person to talk to her, and I'm forever grateful for that opportunity that I had. But being in your shoes, I could definitely feel that, man. I mean, it's a terrible feeling. It would suck, and I'm sure all the people watching this video, most of them have lost a grandparent. I'm not sure how old the viewers are. I'm guessing like teenagers, but I'm sure there's some of you have lost grandparents, and they definitely play a really big role in your lives. And most of the time, your grandparents are not going to be around as long as your actual parents are, because they're older and they're part of a different generation. So to all the viewers that are watching this, I really want to urge you to cherish the moments with your grandparents. If you still have grandparents, I want you to don't take it for granted. Don't take playing a board game with your grandma, with your brother, sister, father, whoever it is. Just always cherish those moments with your family, and always cherish those moments with the people you love. Why? Because you won't realize how special things are until they're gone. And that's one thing I do want to stress on. Things are always so much greater when they've been taken from you, and you realize how much those people, or how much those things have impacted your lives. Grandparents, they're such a valuable part of your life. If you think of it like this, without your grandparents, you would not be alive, because they're the parents of your mother and father. And without them, you would not exist. So you have so much to thank your grandparents for. I have some friends that actually live with their grandparents now and have been raised by their grandparents. And every once in a while I hear them talking about, how my grandma is such a mean old lady. And I'm sure some of you guys can relate to that. I know I can. I've gotten pissed off at my mom so many times. But you really got to stop and think about, like, hey, is this how I want to spend this valuable time with my grandparents? Your grandparents are obviously older, and you said that the subscriber that sent me the story said his grandma died of lung cancer, and my grandmother had cancer. And I mean, cancer is such a big thing in this community. It kills so many people every year. And cancer can be caused by smoking, and it could just seriously be genes. You just get cancer out of the blue, and it's definitely, there's always a possibility that your grandparents are going to get cancer, and they will die from it. It sounds harsh, it sounds really depressing, but it's true, it's reality. And so you really don't want to take that time for granted. That's what I'm really stressing on with this commentary. Make sure you love your grandparents as much as you can. And to the subscriber or viewer that sent me this message, I want to say thank you for giving me something to talk about. I mean, this is definitely a hard thing to write someone, and it's a good thing to open up to someone with, because obviously you're having a hard time with it. And you said you're going to your grandmother's grave for her birthday to celebrate her life. And don't even think about that moment. Don't even think about that moment where you had those opportunities. You know what? You didn't even have an opportunity. You went to the bathroom. And you shouldn't beat yourself up for that. If I have to take a dump, I have to take a dump. It's that way. And, you just gotta think of the fun times you had with your grandma. I'm not sure if it was a long time ago. You said you were 7 at the time. I don't know. You might be 10. I'm really not sure, but you just gotta stick with it, and have the act of going to your grandmother's grave as like an act of joy and celebration, and celebrate the life that you had with her. So if you're the one that sent me the story, I really hope this helped. I hope that you can be a little more cheerful at the end of the day. Hopefully you can be more cheerful when you think about your grandmother. Because you really can't hold on to things like that, because, I mean, there's a saying where if you just can't hold on to the past, and it really comes into play in a circumstance like this. So hopefully no one's crying or upset now. I'm going to end this commentary with something funny and humorous, because obviously this is a very depressing topic. So you guys want to hear a joke? I'm sure you do. Okay, I'll tell you a joke. Women's rights. Women's rights. Oh, that's so messed up. Women's rights is not a joke. Well, it is sometimes. I'll leave that for you guys to decide. Hopefully you enjoyed this commentary. My name's Purple Grizzly, and I'm signing out.